Brought to you by Blackmagic Design, leading the creative video revolution. Flanders Scientific, reference displays and advanced color management devices. Adobe, everything you need to design and deliver exceptional digital experiences. OWC Digital, the speed to create, the capacity to dream. Powered by Telestream Wirecast, live streaming video production software for Mac or PC. Premium Beat, simple licensing, extraordinary music. New Blue FX Title Live 3 broadcast. Create network-worthy productions with a bootstrapper budget. And Wowza's Streaming Cloud, endless live streaming possibilities.
Yes, we are.
District Digital Creatives Live.
That's awesome. We're on Facebook Live and YouTube Live and Periscope Live.
Welcome to District Digital Creative Live. We're on with Dan and Mike from the Supermeet, Las Vegas. What's up, guys?
I
We're both saying the same thing. It's like, we're barely here making things happen for the Supermeet in Vegas.
Thanks for coming on District Digital Creatives Live. We're here. We made it happen. So what's going on, guys? Are we in the full? What's good with the Supermeet? Tell folks want to know about the agenda. Let's spill it.
All right, we are 1 week, exactly 1 week from this minute. Actually, we would be in the vendor area right now, next Tuesday, April 10th, at the Rio Hotel in the Brasilia Ballroom, having food, talking to the vendors, talking to each other, milling around, buying raffle tickets.
Go ahead, Dan.
Everyone complaining about the food.
So what's the plans for Supermeet? Can you give us a rundown on the agenda?
In front of you, Dan? I don't.
I do, yes. I have the Supermeet page up. It's all live. You can actually see we're going paperless this year, George. So we've actually linked the PDF agenda on the Supermeet the Supermeet page, so that you can download that and carry it with you for the whole week until the actual event happens. And I know that everyone's going to do that. But we're at the RIA. Yeah, yeah, right. Good reading material. We'll be quizzing you, so everyone, for the door prize, you have to answer all of our questions before you can be eligible. No, I'm just kidding. But we have a really, really great event here.
Who's going to be on at 7:59?
At 7:59? Oh, I don't have that agenda on me. I just have the. I suppose I could download the PDF and.
No, I don't think we would have it on the PDF, but maybe we should put it on the PDF.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, we can do that. But we have a really this year's a great mix of Apple, Adobe, Resolve, and just people mingling together and having a great time. We have some really interesting prezos on stage. Blackmagic Design is starting off the event, and they're doing something they haven't done yet, which is to actually have just an informal Q&A with Peter, Paul, and Mary and Rohit. Ask anything about Resolve. And it's an opportunity to really ask the people who are making Resolve happen in Fairlight, the new audio software built into it, and also, of course, Fusion Studio. So if you have that burning question and you just haven't been able to interface with anyone from Blackmagic yet, or on the NABShow floor, do rest assured, at the Supermeet, we will give you that chance. And both Michael and I will be running around with microphones in our hands, grabbing questions and giving an opportunity for Paul Saccone, Mary Plummer, Peter Chamberlain, and Rohit Gupta to answer that.
Yeah, I was wondering how that was going to play out, but I guess you just answered that question.
Yeah, I mean, we've done this type of thing before with when we had the editors of Star Wars, when we had at the London Supermeet, when we had a big Q&A on Final Cut. So we've done this type of Q&A session. It really is a great way to start off the Supermeet, because everyone just warms up to everything, and by that time they'll all be done hugging and kissing each other because they've just found their new friends for life in the Supermeet theater. But well, you're
so who are
supposed
you
to
going to be
laugh at that.
kissing, Mike or
What's that?
who are you going to be kissing?
Mike. I'll be kissing Mike. Yeah.
We'll be backstage rounding up everybody, and no, the Q&A should be good. I mean, I know the Black Magic team and Dan and I are going to throw out the questions to the world, and if anybody wants to send them in, they can. And just in case anybody in the audience doesn't, gets a little shy, but we hope they don't. We hope they will, ask some questions and get involved, because how often do you have the designers of the software up there, right there in front of you, that you can ask questions? And these are the guys that built these programs. So,
well, we used to, I mean, incidentally, we used to do this back when Final Cut Pro 3 was out, and we had, Randy Ublos and Brian Meany doing the same thing, only now the tables have turned, or if you will, or just progress, creativity, and we have the same basic concept, just new people that are all passionate about giving us the workflow that we need to be able to create our stories. So it's all good.
So how about Adobe? Is the Adobe on your agenda also?
Hey, they
Absolutely.
just did you read what they announced today?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff.
Impressive stuff, which I believe they're probably going to show at the Supermeet. I mean, I think some of it anyway.
Probably.
But for the first time ever, Patrick Palmer, who's the new product manager of Premiere Pro, is going to be on stage, and he's going to take the place of a good old Al Mooney. Of course, we're going to miss Al Mooney, but we're looking forward to Patrick Palmer, which I haven't met him yet. I don't know if you have or Dan has, but I'm looking forward to meeting him and seeing him.
I haven't met him yet, but I'm sure he's going to be wearing a T-shirt to overdo what Al used to wear for T-shirts. So
and he will wear a cat T-shirt, just in honor of Al.
Yeah. Maybe it'll just be a T-shirt with Al's face on it. Who knows?
Could be.
So how about your keynote, Dylan ACE? You want to tell us a little about
Dylan Tishner is our keynote speaker, but what we call our special guest. Of course, if you're a cinephile, you know his work. He's done most of Paul Thomas Anderson's movies, such as Magnolia and Boogie Nights and There Will Be Blood. He's been nominated for a couple of Academy Awards, Zero Dark 30, Catherine Bigelow's movie, and There Will Be Blood. I think he was nominated for that one, too. I think he's won a BAFTA award or was nominated. His career goes back a long, long ways. He just recently edited Phantom Thread, which is Paul Thomas Anderson.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Royal Tenenbaums, Wes Anderson. Yeah. Brokeback Mountain, Ang Lee. I mean, it's the guy's had a hell of a career. He's probably one of the most celebrated film editors in the business. And he will be interviewed by Steve Hullfish, who did it last year.
Yeah, we've had Steve for a couple of super meets, and he's just great. I mean, he's not only has he really got his finger on the pulse in Hollywood with his Art of the Cut series and conversations, but we've got him on Super Meet Tuesday, and it'll be a joy to have him.
Also, Steve is going to have some very celebrated editors on the screen ask Dylan some questions, just like they did last year.
Well, that was a blast.
Yeah, and I think Steve's doing the same thing. He sent me a list of people he's trying to get, and it's a pretty impressive list. So hopefully he'll get them. And one of them is Dodie. So it'd be really kind of nice to have Dodie on the big screen asking a question of Dylan. So that'd be kind of fun.
So I see you also have from Emery Wells from Frame IO on stage.
Yeah.
They're doing some pretty good work with their collaboration too. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he shows.
Yeah, apparently Frame IO is like completely different. It's Frame IO 2.0. And so what he's going to show on stage is all the new stuff. And I think they've announced some of the new stuff, but he's going to premiere some of the stuff on the Supermeet stage. And judging from the fact that they want a hardwired internet connection, I think he's going to have a demonstration with somebody in Terra del Fuego or something. I don't know.
That's awesome.
I told him you should do that. There should be some guy up in the mountain in Terra del Fuego in a hut.
That'd be awesome. And they're paying big money for the internet because that's what happens in Vegas. But so that's gonna be awesome. For those that don't really know what this software is all about, it's the new software that allows us as editors and production people, post-production people, to collaborate together over the web and remote collaboration. So it makes a lot of more creativity for the workflow and for the storytelling because you're working with people from all over the world.
I've been using it, but I've been working directly with clients. I mean, obviously you don't give clients full access, but I'm able to upload the entire project to the web, and the client is able to go to the clips or the footage and kind of make selections. So there's two parts of it. You're able to work with editors, and you're also able to work with collaborators or who are just producers or just your end client. So it can be for folks like IBM, YouTube, and there are folks like us that work independently are able to use that software also for collaborating. So they're doing some pretty awesome work with that.
Are you collaborating with people that are nearby or from like all across the country or someplace in the world, or how's it working?
Well, all across the country, it depends on the client. Like, obviously a lot of clients I work with is in the DC area, but they're at their office and I'm here. So I'm able to work on the project here and send timeline or upload footage for them to
that's pretty cool.
So, it's pretty,
you don't have
hardcore.
To send a hard drive or any of that kind of stuff anymore. You just collaborate right there from your office.
People who they might as well be next door to you, even though the one that I'm working now is a really up-and-coming young editor, female editor from Lake Titicaca and Buddha. Yeah, so
really,
no. I'm just saying, you can though if you're working with Frame.io. But it's great. I mean, it's really exciting, and we're laughing because we're excited because we can't wait for the Supermeet. How fun this is going to be. We always try to make it fun.
I don't know if I might have any energy left. I'm shooting all day on Tuesday, but I'm going to drag myself to the Supermeet.
We can use you. If you could use some work for us, man.
I'll be a cheerleader in the front row. How about that?
Get your cameras, put it on a little monopod, shout the person up. Just don't let anybody in the hotel know you're doing.
How about Jeremy Young from Otmos? Gonna be is he actually taking the stage?
Yeah, believe it or not.
No.
I hope he is.
Not for the whole event, but
writing. Let's go, Jeremy. Remember, you have 10 minutes. But he actually sent us. He actually sent us a little paragraph about what he's doing. And do you have that where it says on the agenda? Do you have that in front of you, Dan? Can you read that?
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Adamo says Jeremy Young returns to the Supermeet stage after a long absence. He has told us he will be announcing the start of a revolution with key partners. Furthermore, he says this is the biggest thing we have ever done. It's industry changing. It involves software and camera makers alike. I can't wait for that.
There you go. See, I love that kind of hyperbole, so you have to see what Jeremy has to say, but it's going to be huge as he.
It's going to be the topic of conversation throughout NAB, I would imagine, and leading up to it for sure. Everyone's going to be talking. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day because trying to figure out what the paragraph actually meant, but I think we came to the conclusion that maybe all those external pieces of hardware that Adamus is known for are maybe going to be inside the cameras. I don't know, but I don't know how it's going to guess.
He's going to get up there and says, "I'm selling the company." No.
So listen, obviously I've been coming to the Supermeets for a couple of years now. I guess we always have to ask, what's going to be different about the 17th annual?
What's going to be different?
We're returning to our roots a bit with Final Cut in it, and we never have left. But you know, it just this year I'm actually pretty thrilled to have Bradley Olsen on stage with us. He's going to talk about the making of Off the Tracks. And just for those that don't know, that's the documentary about Final Cut Pro, Off the Tracks. And Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to it because he just finished it. And the people who were involved in the Kickstarter program, they've seen it. But they've only seen it on their computer, or they airplayed it to their TV. But this is going to be a preview on these two big giant screens. You were at the Supermeet last year, right, George? Do you remember you remember the two big, huge screens? Well, we're having those back. And Excellent. So he's going to talk about the making of, how long it took him, why they made it, why, and because I think the reason that they made it was to try to find out why Apple did it. Why did they make Final Cut Pro 10? And so I really haven't seen any of it, and so I'm looking forward to seeing at least this preview and watching him talk. How they did it, or how he did it.
I am too, because you all know Apple introduced or gave a sneak preview for Final Cut Pro 10 at our 10th annual Supermeet. Oh my God, is it really 10? It was the 10th annual Supermeet. We're up to the 17th. Woo. So so it'll be interesting to see if any of that's in, or just how they progress with that. So I'm excited. And also, George,
there is some of that because they found some footage up on YouTube. Somebody took some in the front row. It was probably George.
Hopefully it's not you and I wearing the birthday hats.
It was George with the DSLR.
So listen, what's going on in the exhibit area this year? Anything new?
Well, we have one person to talk about. We got Matt Carson on stage as well, one of the editor for Deadpool. And what else did he edit? This is epic. Film directors, Real Steel, Night at the Museum, Deadpool. So HP NVIDIA has him on stage. He's going to talk about reinventing creative workflows with these new powerful workstations from NVIDIA with from HP with NVIDIA graphics. I mean, the world's changing, people, and we all use the same tools, but it's not how we use it. It's how we create with the tools. It's not really about the tools, and that's what the Supermeet's all about, Mike and George. And if you're asking about, again, what makes this thing special, this particular one, the 17th annual one, it's people getting together again and being able to talk about what they've done this past year. Every time it's a new conversation, and I'm really excited. Oh, we also have Autodesk back with us on the show floor, which is good.
That's gonna be cool. We got 4 or 5 new vendors this year, of which I don't know a lot about. It's nice to have Autodesk back. Right. Lander, LANDR, which allows you to take your music or your audio track, shoot it up to the cloud, and they'll mix it for you. Dang. In minutes. Do a professional mix. Do a professional mix for you.
And that's with what's his name? Marc-Andre Ferguson who used to be with us.
To work for Autodesk.
Yeah, and part of the Toronto Final Cut Pro user group, right? Right. Yes.
Yeah. Was it Montreal or Toronto?
It was one of those Canadian cities.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all the same. So.
Yeah. But that's exciting. So it's great to see Mark come back. I love Mark. He was like one of the big heroes in our user group movements way back. So and he speaks French just like me. But talk about Master of the Workflow, Mike.
Oh, Master of the Workflow is really cool. If you are interested in becoming an assistant editor in Hollywood, now you have a chance to take a course online at your leisure, in a complete course to learn everything that you need to know to be a consummate assistant editor. And that is called Master the Workflow, right? Yes. Yeah. I'm just confused. Anyway, they will be there talking about how you can get into when the next session is and all that. That started by if you remember early days of Final Cut Pro, Larry Jordan, not the Larry Jordan from Final Cut and Premiere, but the old, he's now goes by Lawrence Jordan. He's an editor. And he started it along with Richard Sanchez, and it's going really well. And so he's going to be there. And of course, there's another company called SoundSnap, which is a royalty-free sounds out of Greece. They're out of Greece. Yeah. Yeah. So they're going to be there. And gosh, who else? I mean, it's just going to be a lot of really, really great people. You know, of course, Frame.io and Atomos and Pond 5 is going to be there, and Adobe Stock Footage and Atto and Coremelt and FMC and LumaForge. A lot of FCP. Yeah, Drobo and list. Oh yeah, Codex is new. They're going to be there. Codex, of course, are the people that brought you ProRes. They have just developed a color console and a color plugin for Final Cut, and it's called Color Synth. Anyway, they're debuting it at NAB. In fact, they're giving away 2 of the consoles. We'll talk about the. It's now that we're segueing into the raffle. 2. We're giving away 2 of everything.
It's what it is. We have our George ask us how much we have for value and
What's
raffle.
What's the value of the raffle?
It is just $70 under $102,000.
Yeah, what's up with that? If we had $70 more worth of stuff, we'd be at $102,000.
Yeah, we might as well just cancel the whole event. I don't know. No, we'll get it before then. Someone out there who's listening will donate something, or maybe we'll get to donate. Maybe we'll get to raffle off Jeff Greenberg, and then it'll be like $1 bazillion in raffle prizes. But
no, it's serious. We do have over $101,000 worth of valuable prizes to give away, and including. We were just talking about Atomos. They're giving away 2 19-inch HDR monitors, those detachable things you can hold in your hand, go outside in the direct sunlight, and still see the image. It's amazing.
So much. You know, by the way, people, neither Mike nor I are even allowed. We can touch the raffle prizes. We can award them to people, but we cannot win them. So we live vicariously through all of you who buy raffle tickets and have a great time getting up on stage and yelling your heads off and jumping up and down and picking either one of us up and tossing us around, and the more the merrier.
We ask you to go crazy and show some joy and happiness, because that's exactly what we would do if we won, but we can't win, so we live through you.
I would especially do that if I won one of those Sumo 19Ms, Jeremy.
God, I know.
Well, I guess you want to remind folks that if you have a heart condition,
yeah, don't.
pacemaker, not to run to the stage.
You were there at that one Supermeet? Oh my God, that was the scariest moment ever. It was
that
just
in Amsterdam? No, that was in Vegas.
No, that was in Vegas.
Yeah. Ooh.
Very, very large man ran down the aisle and had to stop, and it was very, very scary. But he was okay, thank God.
So let me segue to something else for a little bit here, because we are talking about the Supermeet, and you are the Creative Pro User Group Network. So what do you guys think the state of user groups are? I mean, obviously, all 3 of us run user groups. It's not an easy gig. You know, it takes a lot of planning. What is the state of user groups?
I mean, people have to understand we do this because we're very passionate with what we believe in, with building community. No one's asking us to do this, but we yet do it because we believe in it, and at least that's the reason why I'm doing it. You know, we went through the history, the Wikipedia history of the Supermeets. We've gone through, God, I think at our heyday we had close to 70 user groups around the planet, and now that's just has dwindled a little bit because technology really changes and it empowers people and there's so much information online now. Now the user groups, at least for me, become a networking opportunity for people to get together. They're like little mini Supermeets, if you will. Because let's face it, you can get everything you need to know almost off of any website or like lynda.com or whatnot. But it's getting people together and having them talk about their issues and, feeling better, just getting out of creative block, or, bringing some of their young filmmakers that they know. I'm a big fan of media arts education for young people. And so we try to do that at every event that we have. And, but, like for instance, I'm starting, so I have the Boston Creative Pro User Group, but I've moved to Manchester, New Hampshire. So I'm starting up I have my own venue. I've had that since September, but this is all me and my crazy brain inside, just trying to make community and doing what I want to do at the age of my life. And, tomorrow night we have our first ever Manchester Adobe Creative Community event. And that will, I think, with every user group, you have to really take your time, hone the conversation, be consistent, and just really not try to bite off the whale, but just grow it. Not try to be like the biggest, at least for us. We're not trying to be the number one group. We're just trying to do what we believe in, and it works. And I'm lucky because, I have some strong relationships with Emerson College. I really love working with Anna Fetter at the Visual Media Arts Department. And we do these events now that we're starting to think about how we'll have events both in Boston and in New Hampshire. And Mike, I mean, you've done such a wonderful job with your group, and you're certainly in the hot spot for it. And there's so, I think that's, for us with the smaller groups, is we try to do what we can to inspire the smaller groups. Like, for instance, George, at one time you were just starting out, but now look at you. Look at you. You got a great group. You got a great group going. And it's really just, us all help. It's people helping each other. That's what it is.
So before I go to Mike, why don't you plug Jupiter Hall? I mean, obviously I don't have it up here, but
this is my venue. If you see in back, it's Jupiter Hall. We are based out in the cultural district of Manchester, right across the street from the Palace Theater. This is where communities experience arts and culture and innovation. We're doing things with AR, VR. We're working with a diverse community of immigrant and new Americans, and welcoming Manchester, and just catering to the digital creatives that are sadly lacking a dedicated venue in New Hampshire where they can get together, create, share their work, and work with the people they meet. We're doing this here. And the big thing that we're working on right now is we're starting a film festival in 2019 that we're going to partner with the Palace Theater and with the Courier Museum of Art, a world-class museum. And we're going to do that in 2019, the Manchester Independent Film Festival. So I'm pretty excited about that because we're a college town. We have SNU, which do you see ads on television for SNU? I think everyone does across the country. I don't know. But Southern New Hampshire University, we have New Hampshire Institute of Art, we have UNH Manchester with the Communication Arts program, St. Anselm's College. It's a big college town, just like Boston, so we benefit from having that traffic, if you will, that type of attitude, of learning, and just, fresh people trying to get together and make things work. So I'm excited. I'm happy to be doing it, and to bring the experience I've had in working with Michael and working with my user group in Boston.
So, Mike, what's going on in LA?
Well, we just finished a meeting last week. We're still meeting like every fourth Wednesday of the month at the Gallery Theater, and still going strong. And this is our 18th year.
Wow. Yeah.
18th year. Yeah. Wow. So we've been. It's going, and it's it's every month is a struggle to come up with a good agenda. You can't please everybody, so you try to cram in about 3 or 4 items, because one's going to bore somebody and one's going to interest somebody, and that's kind of been our MO forever. Same thing with Supermeet. You cram in a bunch of stuff up there on the stage, but like Dan and I always say, it's not what's up on stage, it's what's in the chairs and what's out in the vent.
Right.
It's about networking.
Yeah,
and DDC, I mean, it's like you said, it's a challenge coming up with something to do every month. I mean, obviously I'm testing out this whole live stream bit right now, and the technology is going to get better. Obviously, on the back end, us getting here tonight, was a little bit of fuss and trying to get things worked out. But the technology is only going to get better. We can be able to do more of these and continue on, doing the live meetings and being it. This is just a larger reach. I'll be able to reach larger audience, folks like yourself, industry folks.
And what's good is that while Mike just has to open his door and then all the Hollywood people come in. I'm just kidding. For us, we just started doing things with Skype in Boston where we'll have, people don't have to travel from LA or New York to Boston and so just chiming in with what you're talking about, I can't wait to see what type of offerings that you have with the technology that you're using, and likewise, hopefully some of that will shine off of all of us. We'll learn how to all use it, and we become better at it. We become better communicators.
I think in the smaller communities where you don't have access to the names and talent that I do, this kind of technology is a must. I mean, you can Skype or use Wirecast or use any of these things to bring in those people that you want. They may be in Los Angeles or New York or Chicago or some other city, but you can bring them into that little community you have, and you can still have your people come into that room for the network thing, but they can all see on the screen. So,
and they can ask them questions, and it's intimate because he's right there in front of you. He or she is right there in front of you on the big screen. So,
but without getting too techie, this is Wirecast, and Wirecast is pretty solid for the most part. Every piece of software has got bugs, but Telestream introduced Rendezvous, which we're using right now. Technically, it's not Skype, but it is running in the same technology as Skype. It's just WebRTC. There's no secret. I don't mind sharing that because I could leave the planet tomorrow. I don't need to hold on to knowledge. So this is just it's broadcast software, but it's got bugs, it's got issues, as you guys could tell when we were getting here tonight. So it's just another conduit.
Technology that's got bugs and issues. The problem is that we're dealing with three people tonight. Me, you, and Dan. We're all in different cities. Each of us have our own little bugs and problems. Plus the internet. So you got all those things fighting each other. So live stream either works or doesn't.
Right. I mean, and let me just say it. I'm kind of pushing this to the limits also, because you guys are actually coming to me, and then I'm pushing back to Wowza Media Systems, and then I'm pushing to YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope. So there's a lot of latency going on here. So if folks are watching, that's what's going on. That's why you might see a little bit of hiccups, because I'm trying to broadcast to 3 different places, because not everybody wants to be on Facebook, not everybody wants to be on YouTube. So it's just a larger reach with Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook at the same time.
Yeah, we're live broadcasting the Stump the Gurus portion of our meetings. We're using Live View, and it actually works really great. I mean, it's really simple, easy. As long as you get a signal. As soon as you get a signal, it works. And that's it. And so there's no futzing or anything. But it's not like Wirecast. You can't have graphics, and you can't, unless you get the very expensive version, you can't switch between cameras and all that other stuff. So but it's really nice, and you can get like 1080 out of it or something. I don't know, get a pretty picture.
Yep. While I'm at it here, before I forget, I definitely want to plug a couple of the other user groups. Sue in Chicago, Chicago Creative Pro user group, Claudia in San Francisco. It's always good. Those ladies are great. They're doing what they're doing in their own respective communities. So I think the user group bit is still yet relevant.
Yeah, we got Robin in San Diego. Still got Dwayne in Calgary, Canada. And I'm sure there's a couple more around. I just a lot of them fell by the wayside, but there's still a few of them out there.
Well, I think the whole concept of user group is changing, and that's why when I started this Adobe group, I wanted to call it, I didn't want to use the term user group. That's why we have creative community, just like you have district, digital creatives. I think that we're aiming towards a new group, people, the young people, they don't know what a user group is, but they know what a community is, and that's what we're aiming for. And I really think that everyone has their own dynamic strengths that together we all win, because like I said, it's people helping each other. And the Supermeet is the big class act when all of these groups get together.
Right.
And we don't, I mean, we've had live streaming at the Supermeet before, but the whole thing, as Mike said, and I've said before, is about being there in person and having fun and, you know, relaxing.
Yeah.
You know, you've done a lot of work at
stay home.
right,
But
right.
the Supermeet, I should say, is definitely an experience. It's probably the only time of the year, except for a couple of other things, that I get a good belly full of laugh all night long, especially during the raffle. The raffle is just a funny part of the Supermeet to watch those folks run down the aisle.
Yeah, that's always fun.
The lazy ones always get clowned by Mike, and you know, so it's a good time. It's a good
Don't
time.
be lazy if you win, George. We'll just crush you.
Mike, I think we're going to have to raffle George away.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, jeez, I don't think my wife would appreciate that, but yes, you can raffle me off for something. So listen, Supermeet is next week. Tickets are still available. Supermeet.com. Hit the Eventbrite little logo. Go on and grab your tickets, and come on over to the Supermeet.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't we have a discount for George's for the?
Yeah. So in short, yes, you can do that, but then you can also use a discount promo code, which will save you $5 off general admission, which brings it down from $15 to $10. And I'm just stalling because Michael is doing.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
You guys
are you getting it?
Unprepared, damn it! And I'm just kidding.
I know we did it. It's
we did do it.
All right. Yeah. No, shoot, we didn't.
Okay, so we're gonna do that right now. What do you want it to be?
Right now.
What do you want it to be, George? DDC VIP?
Sure.
DC VIP. That's what it's going to be. That's going to be right now. I'm going to do it right now. It's going to be DC VIP, and that'll if you use that code, that promo code, you will get $5 off the tickets. That's a pretty good deal. You can buy 3 extra raffle tickets.
So you get that guys DC VIP.
DC.
You get $5 off, and then you could bring that $5 to the Supermeet and buy yourself a beer.
No,
or more
beer.
Tickets.
You can buy yourself 3 extra raffle tickets.
Well, you buy a beer for someone who you want to meet.
I think the beers are $6. So,
I'm sorry.
Everything's gone up.
Well,
it's just an amazing time. You know, NAB is like what we like to call it's the greatest show on earth for us in our industry, and it's just great to be able to pull off a Supermeet again and again every year. And it gets tougher and tougher, but with the support of all of our sponsors, thank you so much, and the people that come and drive us to keep doing this, we do. And I can't wait. You know, we were talking about, I can't wait until we get to the 10th anniversary. I can't wait till we get to the 15th. Now we're going for 20, and a couple of years away. You know, what's that? 18, 19. We're 3 years away, but hopefully we'll still be. Hopefully there'll be one hotel in Vegas that will still let us in.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. Sponsors get a big shout out. And I'm definitely appreciative of Blackmagic, Adobe,
absolutely,
Flanders. I mean, the cool thing about it is we all run user groups. We all share the same supporters. That's why I love hanging with you guys. You know, there's no fuss. We don't try to overthrow each other. You know, it's just all about the community. You know.
Yeah, it's never about trying to see who can be better. It's about just doing what we do, and our dynamics blend together, and it makes it a great experience for everyone. I wish we had Sue online right now and the boys from Calgary, and but you'll get to them. You'll get to them.
I'll make it happen. We just don't want to break the internet tonight, or the internet break us.
They're going to be at the Supermeet, a lot of them. So Sue will be there, and Claudia from San Francisco, and a bunch of people from Calgary, and a bunch of people from San Diego. So it'll be. And then, of course, from the other groups here in Los Angeles, they'll all be there, hopefully.
Right on. So, Supermeet happens on day 2, night 2 of the
Tuesday, April 10. Doors open at 4:30. And by the way, if you get there early, you can be eligible to win a HP ZBook X2, which is fully loaded. It's like $5,600.
I so want one of those. HP. If you hear
yeah, you
that.
can take the screen right off the thing and use a pin on it. So it's a detachable screen, but it's fully loaded. It's got some big, huge NVIDIA graphics card and 30 gig RAM. It's just it's huge. It's a
dream color. Yeah, it's a dream color display. It's got all SSD drives inside, etc. But this is a chance to learn more about what's happening with the industry, whether it be Apple, Adobe, Avid, Resolve, HP, PC, Mac. We're all in one big happy family.
Look, I'm a Mac fan, man or boy, whatever you want to call it. I mean, obviously, we kind of speak out on what we believe in. Apple's got to come with more than 16 gigs of RAM. I mean, I'm pretty much on the verge of going PC if that doesn't happen this year.
Well, if you do, you're gonna want a ZBook. So get there early.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, yes, I will. Anywho, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at NAB, man.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely. Yeah. When you get in again?
That's a secret. I can't tell everyone in the world when I get in. They might try to come find me.
I get on Saturday, so.
Yeah, I get in on Friday morning.
Yeah.
I got to get there early. I might be going to the desert and do some drone flying. We'll see.
Nice.
Yeah. Mike,
I have
that's it. I think we've covered it all.
I just got one more gripe before I go.
Yeah.
I love NAB, but I wish they can just take this NAB app and put a switch in it to switch between South Hall and Central Hall. When you save all your favorites?
Yeah.
I want to be able to say, you know what? All of this is in Central Hall. All of this is in South. It's all still jumbled together. I mean, we were in 2018. NAB, can you please make that happen next year? I want to be able to switch everything that's in South Hall and Central Hall.
I don't even. I get to the show floor like on Sunday to drop off the postcards, and then Monday morning for the Black Magic thing, and that's about it. I don't have any time to do this.
Same thing. Black Magic conference on Monday morning, then the big Media Motion Ball on Monday, then the Supermeet on Tuesday, and I fly back on Wednesday.
Don't forget.
But in terms of that app, they should talk to Philip Hodgetts about that. The master of XML and metadata. And just got to be a way that all that can be you can really change the information around to make it what you want.
Well, it's still super useful. Definitely download the NAB app, download the agenda for the Supermeet. Let me plug the Colorist Mixer. There's still tickets available for Sunday night. So
I think that sold out a long time ago.
Did it sell out?
Colorist Mixer, whether you can get on the waiting list.
Well, yeah.
But I don't think you can't get any tickets.
Well, a bummer.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Media Motion Ball might maybe have like 5 tickets left.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Was it sold out?
I don't think so. I think they still got tickets left.
Okay. Are you going?
Quote me. Yes, of course.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Hopefully we'll make it to the Adobe party later on that night and all sorts of fun things.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff going on Monday night.
Then your feet are hurt all day on Tuesday. I'm just kidding. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Enjoy safe travels to Vegas.
We'll see you in a few days.
Adios, guys.
All right. See you later, Dan.
Bye. Thanks so much, George, and bye, Mike.
All right.